I thought everyone has mastered defending in FC25 by now, but boy oh boy, I was so wrong. I see so many coaching trainees making these three crucial mistakes, which is holding them back in defense. And if you fix them, your defense will instantly improve. We have on the ball defending and off the ball defending. When we are focusing on the ball, we can see how the opponent is building up. Can we press him or can we not press him? And then with off the ball defending, we can see he can pass the ball or he cannot pass the ball. Are there any players making the runs? See, in this example, how I focus on these two things. Here with Musa Sissoko, I go with an aggressive lunge. Why? Because the ball is still in the opponent's half. And that means I'm focusing on the ball carrier and I see he has only one passing option, that is backwards, so I can press him. I am actively pressing him. The first box has been checked. Afterwards, I see he passes the ball into Chiesa. And now here I see, okay, he's making a run in behind the defense. So after he has beaten my press, I see my midfield is gone and he is making a run behind the defense. I immediately switch to Theo Hernandez and I'm holding the R2 running button. Why? Because when I am tracking a run, I want to achieve maximum pace. There is no point of holding the L2 button in this situation. So afterwards, we have covered enough ground with Theo Hernandez. We will switch to Gerard and press him. Again, we are not running like a headless chicken. Every movement I will do has a purpose behind it, and that allows me to win the ball back. The next thing is either you guys are too passive or too aggressive in defense. In this example, you can see we are actively marking his passing lanes as well as focusing on the ball carrier. Over here, I see that Chiesa has been isolated. Realistically, he can only beat me using a speed boost. He has the rapid playstyle, right? This is called situational awareness. And you need to have this knowledge because when the opponent has such a player, he will look for a speed boost. He goes into L1 LB strafe dribbling. He has activated strafe dribbling. So me as a defender, I will first put enough distance between the attacker and my defender, right? So if he does a speed boost, I have still enough ground so I can catch him. Afterwards, I see that, okay, he is just staying still. So because I have Theo Hernandez with the bruiser play style, what do? I point the left stick towards him and then I press and hold the X/A button to aggressively push him off the ball. And this is the result. This is called on the ball defending and knowing when to pounce. I often talk about ball contacts, and that is really important. You are supposed to tackle the ball when the opponent isn't having a ball contact. If you just learn this, your tackling will improve so much. This is an example of not having a ball contact. This is the ideal time for me to tackle the ball if I were to tackle the ball. Just remember this. This is when you tackle, when the ball is out of his feet, when he is about to exit out of a skill move, when he is taking a heavier touch, when he is doing controlled sprint. That is the best time to tackle him. And if he is too static on the ball, especially if you have someone with anticipate plus, why do I use second man press with Musa Sissoko over there? And here, why am I using second man press with Theo Hernandez? And I also pull my center back out of position. I always tell you guys, there isn't a fixed rule in this game. Here, I am using situational awareness. As you can see, there is only one guy making a run and he's trying to exploit that space. So I have the perfect opportunity to close the guy down. So I'm using second man press to double team him while at the same time I am standing in front of him. This way, he cannot beat me using a speed boost. And now I will close down on him. Once you see that he has nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to pass, that is when you pounce on the opponent. As you can see, we fail, but then we repeat the same process and we end up getting the ball back. What I am using over here is a shoulder barge, and so many of you guys are not using shoulder barge. And the third thing is keeping a strict shape, but also knowing when to break that shape. Look at this freeze frame. I am playing a 4-4-1-1, and my team is in a perfect shape. Now, what do I do in this situation? I am just focusing on jockeying and trying to mark the passing lane into Gareth Bale. Then I see how my opponent reacts. Here I will take Rafa Leao second man press, trying to actively achieve two things. Again, I am asking my striker to come back by switching towards him. And now still I have a good defensive shape. Here I have a decision to make. Do I break the shape or do I continue with the shape? I need to make a decision because my midfield is gone. I decide to keep the shape and I use second man press to call Musa Sissoko back. Then I switch to Gerard. With Gerard, I switch back to Theo Hernandez. And when the opponent will see that there is no way to go in behind your defense, he will give up and he will end up gifting you the ball back. Attacker is trying to break your shape and you are trying to keep your shape, but you should know when to break your shape. Like I have been explaining in this video, you need to get better at this. Again, I am keeping my shape. See, I have the opportunity with Theo. He has bruiser to pounce. I pounce. This is when you break the shape. Now you might think, oh, I already know this. And I'm telling you, so many people who come to me think they know this, but I see so many errors in their game. You need to reassess your game, watch your own gameplay, and look out for these three mistakes. And if you are making them, which I'm pretty sure you will be making them, try to fix one thing at a time and do it until you have fixed one thing at a time. Jack of all trades is often a master of none. So I don't want you to be jack of all trades. Focus on one thing at a time, and then until it's a habit, keep doing it. And your defense will improve and you will come thank me. Even if you want to get coached, check the description down below.